The Fight Show on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5 and get $50 in bonus funds when you sign up with the promo code SGPN.
Tonight, I officially announce my retirement from the WWE.
On the horizon, elevates to something more.
2025 will be my last.
Get a dream that's filling up the skies, like an eclipse that keeps showing up again. Let the vision has been finalized.
Thank you so much for a beautiful ride.
He's on some retirement escapade, this staged retirement party. And I'm about to that up.
Brock Lesnar makes a target out of me, attacks me, and challenges me to a match.
Hey, John, I'll see you at WrestlePalooza, bitch. When I hear John Cena's name, I think of a little bit of resentment. If Brock Lesnar would have stayed in the WWE, you would not know the name John Cena today. Just saying, you're welcome. John went out of his way to shake hands and kiss babies, and I didn't. I crushed skulls and I hurt everybody's feelings.
I have had matches with Brock Lesnar before. They are some of the toughest challenges I have ever faced.
I've owned John Cena for 25 years. In 2003, I kicked his ass.
Am I afraid of Brock Lesnar? Yes, I am.
In 2012, I kicked his ass.
Could I fail? Yes, I could.
In 2014, I kicked his ass.
Will I back down? Will I give up? Hell no!
I ain't buying this. I know exactly who you are.
I am the last real champion.
He's a damn fraud is what he is.
I've taken your best shot for over 20 years and I'm still standing.
John Cena's the greatest of all time until I get my hands on him.
We will take the fight to the beast because that is what we do.
At WrestlePalooza, I'm gonna kick John Cena's ass right into retirement.
If you want some, come get some.
Are we done? Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
You are listening to The Fight Show here on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. You can follow the Sports Gambling Podcast Network on X at the SGP Network. That's at the SGP Network. You can also follow me on X. I'm the host of the Soccer Gambling Podcast. You can follow me at SGP Soccer. That's at SGP Soccer. Also follow me on Instagram at Lock Betting. That is a hub for everything I do over at lockbetting.com. On the Lock Betting Instagram, you will find the latest spreadsheets that we post. We post our spreadsheets every month because, unlike most, we are tracked and transparent, and our spreadsheets accumulate to 147 months in a row of transparent and tracked profit. By looking through those spreadsheets, you'll see the type of bets we do, the sports we bet on, and most importantly, how we manage a bankroll. Also on the Instagram, you'll find betting information videos and free plays as well. These information videos are also posted up on the YouTube channel, the Lock Betting YouTube channel, along with an opening line report every week for the NFL and an opening line report for the EPL. over on the Lock Betting podcast. You will find every single week the Bundesliga show and the NFL show that I do with my colleague Cav, who has helped me over at lockbetting.com come up with 11 winning NFL seasons in a row. We've never lost in the NFL. We are 11-0 in the NFL for winning seasons. And overall, we have 147 months in a row of transparent and tracked profit. And that's tracked and transparent because, as I said, the spreadsheets are posted. If you want to get all official plays for all sports, head over to the website lockbetting.com and sign up for this service that's frankly well on its way to 148 months in a row of transparent and track profit. It's very, very unlikely we'll have a losing month now just because of this week alone. We've absolutely torn apart the books in every sport: boxing, UFC, soccer, NFL. We've won at everything, and we look to continue that momentum going. And we look to have a strong WrestlePalooza show as well. And this is a big show for the WWE with the new deal with ESPN starting with the show. This show was created to launch ESPN, but it was also created to offer up opposition to AEW, who are doing a show tonight. WWE, for some reason, whilst AEW are as little as a competitor as they've ever been, in my opinion. It's got to the point where they're more of a competitor for WWE's developmental system, NXT, as opposed to WWE. Yet there has been a conscious effort on the WWE's part to absolutely crush AEW's business in 2025. And that has included running events right alongside their events on the same nights. And that's what they've done here. AEW are in Toronto, but obviously all of the attention will go to WrestlePalooza, WWE's first show on ESPN. And this is a stacked card headlined by John Cena and Brock Lesnar. But as I say that, and I say it's headlining the show, they've announced, to really fuck with AEW, that this match is going to open the show. John Cena and Brock Lesnar, undoubtedly the biggest match on the card, will open the show. And Cody Rhodes' title defense against Drew McIntyre, which has had somewhat of an underwhelming build, with Drew McIntyre taking Cody Rhodes out and injuring him for the entire build, only for Cody to return last week, is going to close out the show. I would even think that CM Punk and AJ Lee teaming up against Rollins and Becky, which has had a good build for the most part. I didn't like some parts of it. Didn't like it when grown men were chanting therapy. I thought that was pretty pathetic. I've made my thoughts about that clear over on the Dirty Sheets YouTube channel, but I felt that had a better build and warranted a main event more than a title match. But it is ultimately the WWE Undisputed title, so you can never really argue fully, because otherwise people would argue the opposite way and say that the title should always close out. The title should always close out. It hurts the title for it not to close out. So I hear both sides of the argument, but there's no doubt the match that's selling this show. There's no doubt the match that's on the marquee. There's no doubt the biggest match on this card is Cena versus Lesnar. We've seen it many times, but it's always huge, and it's no different tonight. And I'm frankly stunned by these odds, and they've continued to move as Cena becomes more and more of a shorter favourite. John Cena now, as we're doing this show, is a 1-3 minus 300 favourite, with Brock Lesnar available at as big as plus 250, widely available at plus 200 in places. I thought I was being slick taking Lesnar earlier on in the week at around about plus 180. I didn't think there would be a plus 200 available on Saturday. Now, this is concerning because usually, if somebody was winning and there was a significantly poor line hung out there that could be taken advantage of, WWE's insiders would take advantage of it. So I would think that would mean that Cena's going to win. But I'm still logical about these things, and the way that I arrived at Brock Lesnar and the way that a lot of people arrived at Brock Lesnar is the same. Brock Lesnar is here for a longer time than John Cena. John Cena only has 4 matches left. The point of John Cena beating Brock Lesnar would be non-existent. And the point of Lesnar beating Cena would be to re-establish Brock Lesnar and go on with Brock Lesnar for years and years. And knowing that he had the John Cena scalp under his belt, the final match between the two was won by Lesnar, which Lesnar would benefit from, much like he benefited from breaking the Undertaker's streak. Now, a lot of people still aren't happy with that, and I'm sure there would be people that are not happy with this because it is John Cena's final year. But what do you get out of John Cena winning this match? You damage Brock Lesnar immediately. This guy's coming in with a ton of momentum. He had a huge return no one expected, had a huge response, and then you're going to beat him straight away. This is reminiscent of what you did to Brock Lesnar when he returned to the WWE in 2012. And nobody agreed with John Cena picking up the win then. In fact, the line was the opposite way around that time around. I remember Brock Lesnar was the 1-3 minus 300 favourite, and Cena was at 5-2 plus 250, and Cena won, and nobody felt like it made any sense. And it would be the same thing here, except this time we're hanging a 1-3 line on Cena, or it's moved to that at least, with Brock Lesnar over plus 200. I think it's illogical for John Cena to win. He's got 4 matches left. Yes, he doesn't need to lose all of them, but I certainly think he needs to put over Brock Lesnar. He can then go and beat somebody at Crown Jewel in Australia. I'm sure they'll be desperate to see John Cena get his hand raised. He can be on a winning Survivor Series team. And then, obviously, in the retirement match, that's another match that John Cena needs to lose. He's won plenty of matches during this run. He's even gone on to be the Never Seen 17. And he's been very, very strong booking for John Cena, including getting the win over Logan Paul. Again, another win that John Cena didn't need to get. This can't all be building up to somebody getting that big John Cena scalp in his final match, and up until that point he just wins and wins and wins and wins, and the only losses he takes during this run were to Cody Rhodes, where he dropped the title, and even him and Cody were only 1-1, and then a loss in his final match. This final year of John Cena should not be John Cena only losing 2 matches. And whilst John Cena was booked poorly over the last few years, where I think he lost too many times, losing to people he really shouldn't have lost to, such as Austin Theory and being squashed by Solo Sikoa, that probably damaged John Cena way more than they needed to. That was probably John Cena doing the honours too much, if anything. But now I think it's gone the other way. Brock has to be booked strongly. You can do things with Brock Lesnar for at least another couple of years. There's nothing that you can do with John Cena. You know he's done in 4 matches. So give Brock this win. Give Cena a bounce back afterwards. Put him on a winning team at Survivor Series, and give someone a significant push by beating him on his way out. My selection here is still Brock Lesnar, even though we haven't seen any money coming in on Lesnar from insiders to move it. I'm just going to go with my logic here, and that still lands me on Brock Lesnar here for this one. Before we break down the rest of the matches on the card, let me let you know we're brought to you by mybookie.ag, and this is your place to bet on everything. Their motto is literally bet on anything, anywhere, anytime, and this is your place to bet on WWE WrestlePalooza. So head over to mybookie.ag and use the promo code SGPN for a 100% bet back bonus up to $500 for new customers. That's mybookie.ag and the promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Novig. Novig is America's #1 sports prediction market. Since Novig is an exchange, you're getting some of the best prices in the market. It's available in 35 plus states. Download the Novig app and get $50 off when you spend $5 if you use the promo code SGPN. Get in on the action with Novig. Let me also utilize this pause to tell you guys about Underdog. It's a great place to play fantasy pick'em where you can win up to 500 times your entry. Simply pick high or low on your favorite player's stats, and these are available for a ton of sports as well. They've also got a brand new offer where you bet $5 and get $50 rather in bonus funds when you sign up with the code SGPN. So be sure to take advantage and head over to Underdog. And finally, let me utilize this pause to tell you guys about Rhythm. Rhythm have got off to a flying start in college football and the NFL. They've also just introduced a leaderboard with weekly cash prizes just for tracking your bets in the app. Track 5 bets of the same type from any model you build, and you could win $1,000. So be sure to check out Rhythm. That's RITHMM Rhythm. Use the promo code SGPN25 when you download the Rhythm app, and this will give you $25 off your first month. Download Rhythm today and use that promo code SGPN25. So looking at the remaining matches here on this card, we'll look at CM Punk and AJ Lee next, going up against Rollins and Becky. They are the overwhelming favourites, which makes sense. Becky and Rollins have had the better of the build, even though AJ Lee obviously made a great comeback and attacked Becky Lynch. Prior to that, it was Becky slapping around CM Punk. It was Rollins who's had the better of the matches between the two. He cashed in on CM Punk and also won the fatal 4-way match when Becky interfered in Paris. And even this week on Raw, they got the better of CM Punk and AJ Lee, with AJ Lee being attacked by Becky. So I think it's all building up towards AJ Lee winning her return match. So being 1-10 minus 1,000 does make sense, and I can't really give any reason why Rollins and Becky win this match. Drew McIntyre is a 6-1 underdog to win the championship from Cody Rhodes, who is a 1-9 favourite. Again, Cody Rhodes just won this belt at SummerSlam. If he was going to be off to go and film Street Fighter, I don't know why you had to do that switch at SummerSlam and take your champion off TV immediately. This build has been underwhelming. It's just been Drew kicking Cody's head through a table, and Cody had to sell that for 3 weeks until he made his comeback and said, I'll meet you at WrestlePalooza. Drew's best chance of a positive result here would have been for him to win by DQ, something along those lines, and then setting up a rematch with a longer build. That doesn't look like it's happening because this is the main event, and main events on the first show that you do on ESPN don't close out with DQ finishes. So that lands me on Cody Rhodes winning this clean and retaining his championship in the final match. Before we get there, we have two other matches. We have the Usos reuniting to take on the Vision, but they are 3-1 underdogs with the Vision at 1-4 minus 400. The Vision need this win. They lost at SummerSlam to Roman and Jay, and even though the Usos are the greatest tag team of all time, I don't think that they win this match. The LA Knight factor has to be factored in, and I think he probably gets involved in some way, which leads to Division winning this match. As I said, they need to win. They are the main heel faction in the WWE right now, and they just lost at SummerSlam to Roman and Jey Uso. So I think they pick up the win here in this match, and the Usos go out on their backs. And up next, you have the vacant women's championship match. And these are odds that surprise me because Stephanie Vaquer is priced up at 4-11 with Io Sky at 2-1 plus 200. Now, it makes sense for both to win. So given the fact that I can make cases for both, and I think this should be closer to 10-11, 10-11 and be a complete pick'em, that's why I'm going to go for Io Sky as an underdog. Reason being, Stephanie Vaquer is someone that you have plans for and she has nothing else going on. So she could simply win this championship and Io Sky could go on and have a feud with Asuka because obviously there are internal problems with Damage Control and they could go on and have their feud and Stephanie Vaquer could go on and face Rhea Ripley. But you have the issue with Io Sky and Rhea Ripley in that Io Sky has beaten Rhea Ripley in every single match. It would seem underwhelming to me for Stephanie just to win this world championship out of nowhere and then just go on and drop it to Rhea Ripley in Australia. Stephanie Vaquer's first title win should be something that gets built up to rather than just giving it to her because Naomi vacated the title. I'm sure if these two faced in Paris, Vaquer and Naomi I'm talking about, Naomi would have just won and Vaquer would have come close to winning, but then she would have joined the back of the line and then she would have began her chase for the championship that I'm sure that she'll win one day and she could even win it tonight. But I just feel it's too early to do that and to reward her and give her this championship run for no reason so early on in her career, just for her to drop it next month to Rhea Ripley because we know the winner of this match loses to Rhea Ripley. For me, I think you hold off on the Io Sky Asuka breakup. You tease that for a little bit longer. You give Io Sky the belt. She's had it before, so it doesn't really mean too much. All it means is that you go to Australia, you give them the biggest main event possible, which is their girl coming back to their country and winning the championship that she hasn't had since January, and also getting the win against the girl that she couldn't beat. That's the biggest thing that you do. If you're going to main event with the women, it needs to be warranted. It needs to be big. It can't just be Rhea Ripley winning it in her country against anybody. And that, for me, is what Stephanie Vaquer would represent. She would represent just anybody. And that's not great for Stephanie Vaquer because that's someone that you want to do something with and you want her world title win to mean something. You don't want her first world title win to be something that lasts a month, and also she only won it because there was a miscommunication with Damage Control. So I think Damage Control actually do the opposite. I think they help Io Sky win, and Io Sky isn't happy that Damage Control helped them win the championship. They see her as ungrateful. They end up attacking her at some point, and then we're off to the races with that storyline. Io Sky's going to get back to that at some point, but first of all, she needs to overcome the obstacle of Rhea Ripley, or rather, Rhea Ripley needs to overcome her because she's never beaten her. Either way, you want to slice it. That's the biggest match. That's how you justify closing out with a women's main event in Australia and Rhea Ripley winning and getting a meaningful win, and that would be beating an opponent that she's never beaten rather than just winning it from Stephanie Vaquer, which doesn't really make sense to me. And the only reason I would think Vaquer would even have a chance would be because Io Sky actually has something else to do and Vaquer has nothing to do, but that doesn't mean it's the right thing to do. So Vaquer being this much of a favourite makes no sense for me, so we close out by taking Io Sky as the underdog selection here at 2-1 plus 200. Closing out with my lock on the show, I can't make parlays here because the Vision are backable here at 1 to 4 minus 400, but Cody is not at 1 to 9, and CM Punk and AJ Lee are not at 1 to 10. So I'm going to have to go one of the two underdogs I picked. And out of the two, I think I made a better case for Brock Lesnar. So we'll take Brock Lesnar to beat John Cena at the price of 2 to 1 plus 200. That's it for me and this edition of The Fight Show. If you want to get all of my official plays, head over to lockbetting.com. Don't forget, if you want to check out wrestling content from me on a weekly basis, there is a Dirty Sheets YouTube channel where I give my views on wrestling every single week. I post at least one video a week over there, so be sure to check it out. The other YouTube channel you need to be checking out is the Lock Betting YouTube channel. As I said already, there's an opening line report every single week for the EPL and an opening line report for the NFL. Our NFL show is over on the Lock Betting podcast, along with a free Bundesliga show every week. This is all free content that I'm mentioning, by the way. If you want the paid content, if you want the plays that go towards the the spreadsheets that are behind the paywall that contribute towards 147 months in a row of transparent and track profit, we know that's at lockbetting.com. And when you sign up to lockbetting.com, you get every single podcast and a link to every single video. You miss absolutely nothing, and you get to consult with me all throughout the week. So you have my phone number. Essentially, the way Lock Betting works is that you have my phone number. You get added to a WhatsApp group with all the other clients, but you have direct contact with me if you have any questions. So not only is it a betting service where I'm giving you tips throughout the week that go towards a spreadsheet and you win every single month, but also it can be a consultancy service if you have any questions about anything else. It's a direct line to me. That's something I don't mention enough about the Lock Betting service, but that is actually what it is. So, be sure to ask any questions that you might have. My DMs are open across all my social media. At SGP Soccer is the X account, and the Instagram, once again, is at Lock Betting. Enjoy the show tonight. I'll be doing my review of it over on the Dirty Sheets podcast and on the Dirty Sheets YouTube as well. So multiple places to check out where I review this show, which I'm expecting to be a good one. I'm expecting some surprises. I'm expecting to be one of the better shows of the year. Good luck with all your bets as always, guys, and thanks for listening.